I was supposed to be the designated driver for my best friend's bachelor party, but before I knew it, my lips were on his. It began at Marco's Lounge, a popular jazz bar and strip club here in town. Nathan wanted to live it up before he had to settle down with his wife-to-be, Amanda Schwartzer. Thomas, one of our mutual friends, suggested this place because the girls here were hot. I fumbled with the drink as I watched Nathan and Thomas cheering on the dancers, but that wasn't what I was looking at. No, it was Nathan. His eyes lit up as he stood up, cheering on some woman as she danced. I secretly wished he'd looked at me that way. "You okay, Cam?" "Why do you ask?" I replied as I brushed off the feelings. Derek laughed and rested his glass next to mine. "You've been staring at Nate for the last 20 minutes. Heat flowed through my body. I liked Nathan, but I refused to ruin our friendship over my feelings. Besides, he's getting married in a couple of weeks. I'm just making sure he doesn't make a fool of himself in front of everyone." "Sure, Cam. It's not my business what happens, but—" "Cameron!" Nathan stumbled into my lap, splaying across my thighs and body. A flushed face greeted me, coupled with a dimpled smile. He did have a radiant smile, one that would drag you in, whether you liked it or not. "There you are. Having a good time?" I asked. I took a few deep breaths and tried to slow my racing heart. Our bodies are so close. "I am, but I'm so glad you're here with me. You're the best, Cam." "You are too." And before I knew it, Nathan's lips pressed into mine. And my eyes widened, and my hands rested at my sides for a moment. Someone needed to pinch me because this felt unreal. As soon as it happened, Nathan pulled away and smiled. "I'm so happy to have you as my best man." I am too," I stumbled. "Wait, he kissed me. Nathan, my best friend and a guy who I thought was straight as an arrow, kissed me." Nathan wandered off, and Derek flashed me a coy smile. I coughed, turning away, but now my feelings were a conflicted mess. "You know, for someone who says Nathan is just a friend, you totally kissed him back, and—" "Cut it, Derek!" I folded my hands and continued to watch Nathan. For the rest of the night, nothing else happened. But the pull of my heart towards my best friend was something that couldn't be avoided. I shouldn't have these feelings. He's getting married so soon, and by that point, I won't have another chance. At the end of the night, I dropped Nathan home to Amanda, who brought him inside. A gentle smile crossed her lips. "Thanks for taking care of him, Cam. I hope he had a fun time tonight." Biting my tongue, I nodded. "Yes, he sure did." I turned and headed to the car, destined to keep tonight a secret, even if it killed me inside. The next day... "My head," Nathan groaned as he held a glass of water. We were here making some final decisions on tuxes for the guys. I chuckled and gestured to the water. "Drink it. You had a lot of fun last night." "Sure did," Thomas remarked. "You were practically all over Mary Bell. Not that I blame you." "Yeah, and all over me, too." Nathan laughed, and as he finally drank the last of the contents, he looked at me. "By the way, did I do anything last night? I feel like I did something embarrassing, but I can't remember." "You were fine," I lied. "Just a little rowdy." Derek frowned, but I flashed him a look. I refused to bring up what happened, not just for Nathan's sake, but for my own. "I see. Well, if I did anything embarrassing, let me know. I'm so sorry." Trust me, man, you were totally fine. I made sure you were properly babysat while you celebrated your last bits of freedom," I replied. The tailor did the final fittings for Nathan and Thomas. While they followed the associate to the back, Derek turned to me. "Why did you lie back there?" "I had to," I admitted. "He's getting married and you kissed him back. You liked it. You can't keep running away from these feelings forever." I suppose he was right. However, I could never have him, not just because he was getting married, but also because he was the straightest guy I knew. Seriously, he loved football sports and always talked about pretty women. While I agreed with him on their beauty, I'd never found them sexually attractive. "I'm gay, Derek." "Yeah, and you should stop denying yourself these feelings. If it means getting him out of this hoax wedding to Amanda, I'm all for it," he muttered in a low voice. I chuckled. I get you don't like her, but we're doing this for Nathan. He loves her, and I can't get in the way of love, even if it did kill me inside." Derek sighed. I swear, I don't know why you're being such a coward about this. It was less cowardice and more, I just didn't want to ruin our friendship. Even if Nathan didn't feel the same way, he was my best friend. We've known each other since we were little. I didn't want to lose my friend, even though I have pined for him for a long time. I'm trying not to be a homewrecker and... Excuse me, Cameron? Derek? Could you follow me to try on your suits? I looked at Derek, who nodded. I will do that. We followed the employee, but it did not stop my racing heart. In just 13 days, Nathan would be a married man, and I would lose my one chance. We made it to the dressing room where the tuxes sat. I grabbed mine as I shirked off my pants and shirt. Derek flashed me an impish grin. Say, Nathan, Derek asked as he put the peach-colored shirt on. What's up? Nathan asked nonchalantly as he buttoned up the final buttons on his suit coat. What did you think of it? Of what? Nathan asked, immediately nervous. Of the kiss. Do you not remember the kiss between you and Cameron? What the heck was he doing? I looked around, and his panic struck through my body. Nathan shook his head. I beg your pardon? I don't remember, and I see. Playing hard to get. Well, I'm ready. I better get the final fittings done. Derek left the dressing room, and I looked over at Nathan. Anger crossed his face. Nathan, Drop it. Let's get this wrapped up, he replied, the venom obvious in his words. He walked past, ignoring me as he went outside. For the rest of the fitting, Nathan didn't say a word to me. I tried to make conversation, but he would shut me up and walk away. I went home, but all I could think about was Nathan. I didn't want our friendship to suffer because of what happened. The next day, I decided to go over to his place and apologize. Amanda and Katie, her best friend and maid of honor, were out shopping for favors. I pulled up and saw Nathan's car in the driveway. I walked up to his door and pressed the bell. A moment later, he opened it and looked at me. Cam, what are you doing here? Hey, I wanted to talk to you, without the guys around. There's no need for that. He closed the door immediately, but I reached out to stop him. Please, Nathan, I want to talk. There's nothing to talk about, he muttered. I guess you are okay with your best friend throwing himself at you because you like guys. What? That's not it. I came over because I wanted to talk about it. I don't know if I want to, Nathan admitted. I'm still pissed at myself. I'm supposed to be getting married to Amanda and... Come on, let's talk this out. I don't want any bad blood between us before the wedding. I also wanted to put these feelings to bed if he really didn't feel the same way. We went to the living room and sat on the couch. The tension grew, and I adjusted myself. So, I did it, right? I kissed you? I nodded. Yeah, you threw yourself onto my lap and... kissed me. After that, you went off with Thomas, doing who knows what. I see. God, why did I do that? I'm such an idiot. I'm getting married and you are. But it was just one night, right? I'm willing to forget it if you want to, I reassured him. It might take a while to heal my broken heart, but I'd do anything for Nathan. He looked up and chewed his lip. That's the problem, Cameron. I remembered after Derek mentioned it, and I don't know how to feel. So, you liked it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I remember your lips felt nice, but I'm not gay. I can't be. I love Amanda. Maybe you're bisexual, I remarked. And besides, maybe you want to try it again. Nathan hesitated, but I closed the gap and rested my hand on his thigh. Nathan tensed up, but I smiled. What do you think? Maybe deep down, you want this? Maybe so, he replied, his voice barely above a whisper. I kissed him again, and this time I deepened it. Our lips and tongues mingled together, and soon, our desires heightened. I wanted more. Nathan was just as eager as I was, and the passion between us became apparent. As my hand reached for his shirt, he pressed his hands to my chest. What the hell, Cam? I backed off a bit and saw the rage in his eyes. Nathan, please. You said you wanted to try it. Yeah, and I regret it. I'm not going to cheat on Amanda with you. Just get the hell out of my house. Before I could get another word in, Nathan trudged upstairs. I left the house with slumped shoulders, realizing I had somehow made the situation worse than it already was. I opened the front door and was greeted by Amanda, his future wife. "Oh, Cameron, what are you doing here?" "I came to see Nathan, wanted to ask him something." "I see. Well, don't bother Nathan too much. He's got a lot of this wedding to plan still, and I don't need you hanging around all the time." "I'm not. In fact, I'm heading out right now," I retorted, frustrated by the tone of her voice. I never really liked Amanda. I supported them for Nathan's sake, but she was spoiled and selfish and only cared about Nathan and herself. She rarely seemed interested in anything I said. "Fine, whatever." She walked past me and slammed the door, leaving me alone with these thoughts and more regrets than before. 3 days passed since I went to see Nathan, and the tensions only got worse. I helped with planning the decor and choosing some of the items, but the entire time, Nathan glowered whenever I spoke. He didn't treat me like a friend anymore, and I half expected him to kick me out of the wedding. Nathan didn't even give me words of encouragement or compliments. The most I got was a muttered thanks whenever I helped hang the banners. The wedding venue became even more pronounced. Time was ticking, and I hoped I could at least salvage my relationship with Nathan. That night, after I put the last napkin on the table, my phone buzzed. "Come outside." It was from Derek. I stepped out and saw him leaning against a beam. "So, what's going on between you and Nathan? It seems like he's angry, specifically towards you." "Always the blunt one, I see," I murmured. "He's mad because I kissed him. I don't know what to do anymore." Derek sighed. "I'm guessing with the wedding so close, it's hard to avoid these feelings." "Yeah," I admitted. "I've liked Nathan for a long time, but I was hesitant to pursue these feelings because Nathan's straight. Not to mention, I feared ruining our friendship." Derek patted my shoulder. "I get it. I know I've told you plenty of times, but I'm here for you. This wedding's got everyone stressed out. I don't want you feeling regretful, though." "What do I do, though?" I asked. "I can't just wish these feelings away. It's driving me crazy, Derek, and I'm scared that because I kissed him in the first place, I might lose everything." Derek nodded sympathetically. "I get it. But if you like him, you have to come clean. And who knows, maybe he likes this more than you think." I doubted it. After I left, I drove back, but as I drove past Nathan's house, I saw him and Amanda talking by the window. Curiosity got the better of me, and I parked at the end of the block. 10 minutes later, Nathan stormed out, his fist balled in anger. He sat on the porch and I joined him a second later. "Cameron, what are you doing here?" "Hey, I just wanted to see if you were okay, Nathan." He shook his head. I'm not sure what I'm going to do." "What do you mean?" I asked. "Amanda's pregnant, and I'm going to be a dad." My eyes widened at the revelation. My heart broke in two hearing this. All the chances I had with Nathan flew out the door. I did the only thing I could do to help with this sudden news. I embraced Nathan and held him tightly. We stayed like this, and as Nathan kept me near him, I tightened his hands around me. "I'm sorry, Cameron. I am. It's okay, Nathan. I know it's complicated, but I'm here for you, like always. I'm your friend above all else." The news of Amanda's pregnancy spread like wildfire. It was only a few days before the wedding, but soon everyone knew. Rumors started, and some asked how far along she was. I listened to the rumors, but something seemed off. I hung around, helping with the final bits of decorating for the front entryway. By the time I was done, it was nightfall. Nathan left early, saying he needed to grab something from the store. When the door opened, I adjusted the final set of flowers. "You're still here." "Someone has to do this," I remarked. "It isn't even your own wedding. Nathan's got you whipped." I shrugged. "I suppose. Is there something you need?" Thomas folded his hands and looked at me. "Yeah, you've been acting off all day. Ever since the announcement that Nathan's going to be a dad." "Oh, it's just surprising, that's all." In reality, it killed me. I tossed and turned, the realization that I missed my chance with Nathan becoming painfully obvious. Thomas sighed and rubbed his temples. "You need to follow your heart. If there's something wrong, say something, Cam. I don't want any bad blood between Nathan and you." "There is none." Please. I saw the kiss too. Do what feels right, especially if you like him. Thomas walked off, and I sat there. Yeah, I want to do what's right, but the problem is to do that would home wreck everything. I sighed, trying to quell those feelings. I liked Nathan so much, but he was unobtainable. As I walked in, I heard voices in one of the side rooms. One of them belonged to Amanda. Yeah, can you believe it? He bought it. So he can't back out of the wedding then, right? Absolutely not. Even though I'm definitely not pregnant, it's good for him. I could just lie and say I miscarried. I leaned against the wall, shocked at the words. How could Amanda do this? She lied about being pregnant to force Nathan to do this? What the heck? Anger rose through my body. I should call her out right now. I stopped myself, knowing this was not the right time. I slunk away, texting Nathan to let him know we needed to talk. A second later, my phone vibrated. I can't tonight. I have my things to think about. I'll see you at the rehearsal dinner tomorrow. The rehearsal dinner went as planned. Tomorrow was the wedding, and Amanda's parents were over the moon, double-checking to make sure everything was great. All of the wedding party was here. I picked at my food as I stole glances at Nathan. He spoke with the other attendees, but I sensed something was off. The band seemed more distant than usual. I adjusted my seat. After the server gave everyone champagne, Nathan stood up. Everyone, I would like to make a toast. The room fell silent, and giggles and whispers echoed through the air. I braced myself, ready to accept my feelings' full-fledged rejection. Nathan's expression changed from a confident smile to a frown. I know we are all gathered here today for Amanda's and my marriage. It's a happy moment, or at least it should be, but I can't do this anymore. Whispers and rumblings filled the room. Amanda flashed a confused look. Babe, what do you mean? We're going to be parents and... I know, Amanda. I'm supposed to be a father and a loving husband, but it's not me anymore. I need to come clean about this, to tell everyone the truth. He took a deep breath, and soon his gaze turned to me. Cameron, come here. I stood up and walked over. Amanda fired icy glares toward me. My heart practically beat out of my chest. Nathan grabbed my hand, then slid his palm to my waist. I have a confession. I kissed Cameron during my bachelor party. At first, I thought it was a lapse of judgment, but I kissed him again and felt something for him. I can't go through with this. Not when I know my heart might be somewhere else. Gasps and whispers followed, and I looked at Nathan with shock. Nathan, you're serious? Yes, I know what I'm doing. Things haven't felt right ever since the wedding planning began. I can't go on like this. Amanda stood up, tears in her eyes. But you're the father of my child! You're supposed to... Actually, I know the truth about that, I stated. Everyone's eyes focused on me as I took a deep breath. Amanda's not pregnant. She just made up the pregnancy lie to trap you because you had doubts about the wedding. More talking filled the room. What a terrible woman! Wow, I thought she was better than this. So the whole wedding was a lie. Amanda glared directly at me. You'll pay for this, you homewrecker. I almost had him, but your greedy hands had to snatch him away. I did nothing of the sort, I replied. I told the truth, as did Nathan. Tears streamed down her face. You'll pay for this. I'm done. This wedding is over. Amanda stormed off, and Katie followed. She consoled her. The rest of the wedding party blankly stared, and Nathan looked at all of them. The wedding is called off. I'll shoulder the costs of everything. I'm sorry, everyone. And I'm especially sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Schwartzer. I know you were both excited to finally see your daughter leave the nest, but I knew something was off for a while. It's fine, Mr. Schwartzer said. You're a good man, Nathan, and I get it. As everyone left, I looked over at Nathan, who smiled. Are you sure about this, Nathan? I thought we were just friends. I thought so too, he replied. He grasped my chin and pulled it up to look into my eyes. But maybe I pushed you away too fast. Maybe kissing you helped me discover what I'm attracted to after all. You don't mean... Yes, Cameron. Maybe I like both men and women. But I know especially I like you. He closed the gap and soon kissed me with the same passion he had the other night. I wrapped my hands around his shoulders and he pulled me closer to him. The wedding party's cheers filled the room, happy for the two of us. We decided to take it slow. Nathan and I lived separately but began this new relationship together. I loved all the kissing and flirting Nathan and I shared. He was really more than just my best friend. He was a lover. Amanda and Kate both left our lives. Amanda blocked Nathan on everything. Derek was elated about both of us, especially since Amanda was gone. Rumors of Amanda's verbal abuse towards Nathan also painted her in a less than friendly light. Amanda's parents were upset, but when the truth of Amanda's actions came out, they were sympathetic to Nathan and helped shoulder the costs of the wedding. They also wished us the best. Nathan was much happier too, now that he was free. Even though we had a lot to clean up, we had each other, and that's what matters. The end. Have you ever fallen in love with your best friend, even when you couldn't have them? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to become a part of our Rainbow Force and stay wholesome.